This style of soccer, you need players who have two key attributes. The most important is technique. Ajax's style of football is difficult and can only be properly achieved by players with excellent technique. The other important attribute is the vision or foresight to resolve complex positions or situations. Therefore, it is important to do the right thing. So Ajax believes that makes it more difficult for the opponent and easier to play together as a team. Basically, the essence of the Ajax style of play is aimed at trying to get players in a one-on-one situation. So play is based on taking initiative from the back with the purpose of getting a player with the ball into a one-on-one situation near the opponent's goal. The faster you do that, the better. But it naturally must be a player with the skill to make the decisive action. Generally speaking, when the team has possession, the distances between players must be larger so that it is more difficult for the opponent to defend. Fast movement and ball circulation give the ball receiver more time and space. That makes it more difficult for the opponent to put players under pressure. The intention with which a pass is given is essential. Usually, the ball should be played ahead of the receiver and at the correct speed so that they arrive together. So every pass should have the right speed and direction. Because this pass was too slow, this player now has a problem. With the right direction and right speed of the ball, you can avoid that. Control as you receive the ball is also crucial. If the ball reception is good, you're less likely to lose the ball. Good also means playing the ball in the correct direction as soon as you receive it. Generally, for best ball control, keep the ball close to you. It is sometimes better to guide the ball away from the defender, so you create more time for yourself. But in some situations, it is better not to keep the ball too close to you. So the best way of receiving the ball depends entirely on the circumstances. Top players think so far ahead, they often know what they will do with the ball before they receive it. They also know how to receive the ball. Sometimes, the best solution is to pass the ball with a single touch. Apart from the individual skills of passing and receiving, all other actions must also be well coordinated. A player without the ball should always anticipate the next situation. and the player with the ball must always make the right choices. An important condition to successfully implement the playing concept is that players off the ball are good at anticipating. When the team is in possession, three types of anticipation are central. First, you must be able to safely receive the ball, which means choosing the right position. Second, when you're near the opponent's goal, you should anticipate possible scoring opportunities. And third, anticipate loss of possession. Anticipating correctly and making the right choices are only possible if you constantly see the overall picture, where ball and players are. You see where your opponents are, where your teammates are, and understand what this means in relation to the ball. This good orientation is essential to anticipate well. Being accessible is a question of choosing the right position. How you do that depends on what can be done by the player with the ball, distance between defenders and striker, and the availability of space. The actions of the player with the ball and the player without the ball must be well coordinated. One constantly has to switch between anticipating and choosing. Without the ball, you must make sure you are accessible. And with the ball, you must make the right choices. It is not only the player with the ball who can determine the next move. Very often a player without the ball has a decisive influence. He can, for instance, indicate that he wants the ball played directly to his feet or in the space ahead of him. A player who moves deliberately into a free unmarked position can play a decisive role. Choosing position involves awareness of your opponent. You must understand what he is doing to make the right choice of where to go. If the opponent is keeping his distance, the pass can be given. But if the opponent is defending from nearby, this is a better solution. The choice you make is often a logical consequence of what the opponent is doing. Positioning in front of the goal must be optimal. One player should run to the near post with another heading for the far post. These are general principles, and a situation may require a different choice. If the centre forward is in front of the goal alone, then he may have to do this. Another situation where the player needs to anticipate is when the keeper takes a goal kick. You must also anticipate a bouncing ball from the centre forward. So one must anticipate a pass from a player who hasn't even received the ball yet. One important element of the Ajax playing concept is anticipating loss of possession. If the ball is with a midfielder or a striker, the defenders must position themselves so they can quickly recapture the ball if it is lost. The players closer to the ball should choose a position so they can immediately put the opponent under pressure if the ball is lost. They are then still in defensive positions. This is the best time to recapture the ball. Because they must act quickly, and because they often have no passing options, there is a large chance of making a mistake. Such short distances make passing difficult. In constantly changing circumstances, you must have overview to choose the best position. That is an important element in the Ajax playing concept. Choosing the right position partly comes from the agreed playing concept of play, but also from players having the vision to anticipate correctly. When the team is in possession, you must make sure that you are accessible, but also anticipate loss of ball possession. The situation constantly changes, even in a single attack. The intentions change per situation and per player. Playing in this formation makes it simpler to change your intention. Dependent on whether his team has possession of the ball or not, the player only needs to make a small change of position. When you have the ball, you can play attacking soccer and take the initiative. And when you lose the ball, you switch over quickly to immediately put your opponent under pressure. If the defenders have the ball, then you make the mutual player distances larger. But if the ball is with a midfielder or a striker, then the defender should reduce the distances and anticipate loss of possession. The playing concept provides a rough structure for the way you want to play. It sets out broad outlines in which each player has the freedom to act according to his own insights. That's why the actual playing concept depends on the player's vision and tactical insight. In constantly changing situations, you must always make the right choices. That not only applies to the player in possession, but to all players.